Well, I have to say that Scary Movie, aka Scary Movie 6, I found this to be underwhelming. I really wanted to like this, but a lot of the film felt a little bit absurd. And I know that's something for me to say in a parody film, but this by far felt like it should end up being a lot better than what it actually turned out to be. Honestly, I was disappointed with this, y'all, because it just didn't do enough for me to really care about what was going on. Not saying this is one of the worst films of the year so far, but this is far from the peak comedy I expect from a franchise like this. Considering that the main story is parodying Scream 5, I thought that was pretty cool. Though I will say that the execution was severely lacking. Seriously, I didn't laugh too much in this compared to the early entries of this franchise. And not only that, there are several moments throughout this film where the jokes go on longer than they really need to be. Another complaint that I have about this is that when it gets into the second act, it's parodying so many horror films. It don't make any kind of sense in terms of the story. Even in the earlier scary movies, the story makes sense somewhat. Here, it feels all disjointed, and because of that, I just didn't have that much of a good time with this one. Nonetheless, this really didn't impress me whatsoever. And it's unfortunate because this could have been one of the best comedies of the year, but it ended up being subpar when it was all said and done. While it was cool seeing the Wayans brothers return in this installment, I mean, it was unfair how they was ousted after Scary Movie 2. Them being back and also being the co-writers of the story, I felt like it should have been better. Speaking of which, it is cool seeing Shorty and Ray once again. Shorty, seeing that he's this Twitch streamer, I thought that was very relevant. He has some funny moments throughout the film. And then Ray, the sus character, considering that he has some moments I highly enjoyed. I always thought these two characters was why this franchise was so successful in the beginning. Anna Faris, I did like her performance once again as Sydney. She always played the role of a dumb blonde really well. And the mere fact that she has some jokes that I actually had laughed at. And then seeing Regina Hall as Brenda, yeah, it's funny. And without giving out any spoilers, she does do some stuff in the film where I thought, you know, it's nice and all, but they could have really expanded upon her character. The new characters of Jack, Sarah, and Tuesday, I thought those actors did a good job. But man, what are we doing here? Like I said earlier, halfway through the film, it's a bunch of horror parodies stitched together, and it just feels like out of nowhere. I'm not saying this is one of the worst parodies out there. I've seen much worse than this. At the end of the day, if you think about checking this out, wait for this to come out on streaming, because believe me, this is not worth seeing in movie theaters. I'm giving this film a 6 out of 10. Yeah, this doesn't leave a lasting impression. I'm going to forget about this one in a couple of weeks anyway, because it's really not noteworthy whatsoever. At least it does provide some entertainment. Despite that, it is still a convoluted mess. It's a shame what could have been. Now, personally, I haven't seen Scary Movie 5, but there's a lot of people out there that says that is the worst one. Though I will say that this is certainly one of the weaker movies in this franchise. To leave on this final note, not a remarkable parody, it is a subpar film that doesn't do enough to really stand out when it comes to comedy. And that's my review of Scary Movie. Okay, leave your comments down below in the section and let me know what you think about this one. Alright, this is Slim Guy 172 saying peace out.